Hi everyone, in this video we're going to go ahead and talk about the transformation and conservation of energy. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first of all, energy can be transferred between different types or different forms of energy. For example, a rock that's on top of a really tall cliff has a bunch of gravitational potential energy because it's very high from the surface of the Earth. But once it falls off that cliff, it's now moving, and that gravitational potential energy is being transformed into kinetic energy. But whether we have gravitational potential energy or kinetic energy or any other type of energy, the total energy is still going to be conserved, meaning that it's still the same amount. So we have something called the law of conservation of energy, which states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just changes from one form to another. Okay, so one of the most fun examples of the law of conservation of energy is roller coasters. So for this, we're going to think about kind of the traditional roller coaster. You climb up that first big hill, and then after that, you are going down. So as I said, usually the first hill is always the highest point on the roller coaster. That's what builds up all of that gravitational potential energy. And then as the roller coaster train starts to move, that gravitational potential energy converts into kinetic energy, and then sometimes goes back and forth as it goes through the path until we get to the end of the ride. But there's also other types of energy associated with this process, and the big one is going to be thermal energy in the form of friction. So thankfully, we have friction in our world. It makes life as we know it possible. It's also what allows us to stop. Okay, so this is also the same reason why when you bounce a bouncy ball, it never gets as high again as that first bounce, because some of that kinetic energy, some of that gravitational potential energy is transformed into heat energy or thermal energy. So we lose a little bit of that as we have friction occurring. So this brings up the idea of total mechanical energy. So total mechanical energy is the sum of all the kinetic energy and gravitational potential energy, and technically the thermal energy added together. So the total mechanical energy stays the same. It might change between which of those three it is, whether it's kinetic, potential, or thermal, but the total of all of those is always the same amount of the total mechanical energy. Okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that helps explain that concept of transforming energy from one form to another, and also the law of conservation of energy. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, you can go ahead and get to work. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.